Okay, so today's going to be kind of a dual filming. Forgive the hair. I at least put on a little bit of makeup before I went in public. But I am at the grocery store. I'm going to pick up a few things. Today's my day off. It's Thursday. I typically do all of my meal prepping on Sunday. But I'm going to kind of split it up between the two. So I'm going to work on some meal prepping today and get that filmed for you guys. Additionally, I'm going to have a what I eat in a day that will be a separate upload. So if you see me in the same outfit, that's why. It's dual purpose filming day because I have the house mostly to myself, and I am able to go and run some errands by myself. So I'm running into the store. It's pretty early in the day, so I'm hoping that I might be able to find some markdowns in the meat department. They tend to, at this local Harris Teeter by me, they tend to have a good number of markdowns in the morning. And then I'm going to pick up some things to do some keto friendly and Ketovore friendly sides for the fam as well. So follow along. And just a side note, they have music in there, so I can't film, and people tend to, you know, harass. So I won't be filming in there, but I will share anything that I pick up while I'm in the store. Hey guys, okay, just wrapped up grocery shopping, so I'm gonna get home, lay everything out so you can see what all I picked up for this week's grocery haul, and we'll get moving with that. I just want to also add in here, you can see that my window is kind of dirty. I tend to do perimeter, but then because I have a family, I walk down every aisle, and when it's my day off, I kind of leisurely take my time grocery shopping and just really walk the aisles and look for deals and anything I can find. I went down the baking aisle because there are a couple of spices that I wanted to check out, and in the baking section, I'm gonna put the pictures of this up. It's plant-based egg replacement for baking. I don't understand. Eggs are, to me, the most perfect food. It's something, I mean, I eat a ton of them, probably anywhere between 4 to 8 eggs a day. It is the most perfect food, and I mean, I realize that everybody makes their own decisions about what they're willing to put in their bodies, and there are some people who are just vehemently against animal products, and so maybe these things work for them, for people who are truly plant-based. But plant-based egg replacement, and it has half a dozen ingredients, which I'll also put the ingredient panel and nutrition facts on the back, but it's just another example of absurd fake food when we literally have, like, nature has given us some of the most amazing resources for food and nutrition, and this is something that exists in the grocery store. So, and it was expensive. I want to say it was like $5 or $6. So anyway, there it is, just a little mini rant. Let's get on with the grocery haul. Okay, you may hear dogs. You will see my Christmas tree because it is October and it is 4th quarter Christmas. I am going to show you everything that I picked up during my grocery haul. This all set me back, food-wise, probably about $150. It was a little more than that with laundry soap and toothpaste and things like that, but probably about $150. I'm going to try and mention the prices as I go through the items. I do want to preface this by saying, and just reminding everybody, that not everyone in the household is keto. I do try to keep things as low carb as I can for any meals that I make for the whole family. But I do bring in some items that are more of like a dirty keto or low carb, just because, for instance, you'll see that I have some low carb wraps. My daughter really likes when I make her pizzadillas with like pepperoni and cheese melted inside, and I would rather give her a low carb option for that instead of the really carby ones that are the alternative. So things like that, and water enhancers, and my mayo and everything. It might not all be the cleanest, but it is what works for my family. You have to decide where on that spectrum, you have to dial it in. Twist or dial however you need to as far as determining how clean you personally need to have things for yourself or for your family. This is just what works for us. And I'll try and explain each of the items too as I go along, for what their purpose is or who they're for in the household. So that's just my preface to the haul. And you'll see Something Like You is playing in the background, which is one of the best movies ever. So if you haven't watched it, it's super cute. It's an awesome original old Ashley Judd and Greg Kinnear movie that's totally worth your time. All right, let's go. Okay, so it's messy, but we're gonna go through this kind of one by one here. So let's go. I will start with my canned and non-perishable items. My daughter and my son both love sweet peas. Yes, sweet peas are higher carb than most other vegetables. So this is per half cup. You're looking at 11 total carbs. For young, metabolically healthy teenagers, totally not a problem. I still would much rather them have this than a whole bunch of junk food. So I've got a couple of cans of that to prep for them to go along with meals for the week. Also picked up these Hanover, and these were $1.25 a can. They were 4 for $5, so I picked up 2. I picked up the Hanover green beans. This is a massive can. It's a big 3-pound can. You can see how big it is. And these were 2 for $6 this week. I like to put these on the stove with some bacon grease and some minced garlic and just kind of let them hang out for a while. And they soak up all of that flavor and get really delicious. And I do all of this in a big old stock pot and have them set aside for the whole week for us to have along with dinners. Again, 2 for $6 were those. The store brand, the chunk light tuna, that's Mosey. Mo, settle. These were 89 cents a can, and frankly, I just like to keep tuna in my pantry in case we need it for anything. I do get the one in water, and then we mix it however we feel like. We always do really just salt, pepper, and mayonnaise, and then sometimes some celery salt, and that's it to go with those. But yeah, 89 cents a can, so I just got a few more of those. These, obviously not the cleanest. I cannot eat these myself. Even though they are low carb, my blood sugar spikes with these just as if I had a regular flour tortilla. Everybody has to kind of test that sort of thing for themselves. So it says keto friendly. As far as I'm concerned, it is not. If you have insulin resistance, no. But for my teenagers, and even for Richard, because he is metabolically healthy and has no blood sugar issues whatsoever, these work really well, especially for like quesadillas, because they are a little gummy if they're not cooked. But like in a skillet cooked up, they're not bad. 15 total carbs per tortilla, and of course a lot of fiber. So for them, these don't seem to affect their blood sugar at all, but it's just nice to keep them in the fridge in case they need them for a quesadilla or something. All right, moving on. These big 2-pound bags, so it's 8 cups of cheese. These are on sale for $7.99 for these big, massive bags. I am not doing cheese, but Richard loves making fathead dough. And the kids love the fathead dough pizzas, so I got the 2 big bags because he tends to mix the 2 rather than just use mozzarella for the crust. And so that way we have those for him to make plenty of those pizzas. Mexican cheese also is what we would typically add to any kind of casseroles, or if the kids want omelets or something like that. So I like to keep a lot of both of those on hand. I always get grief over buying cheap supermarket eggs, but you know, until someone else is buying them for me, this is what I'm going to do. The 30 count of the just standard large white eggs is $6.99. So this is the best deal that we have in our store. Obviously the cage free at Costco are a little better, but it's kind of a hike for me to get there. So I just picked these up today, $6.99. I also got 2 packs of ground chuck. Both of them are just over 2 pounds. So let's see, 2.31 pounds and 2.30 pounds. These are $3.79 a pound. So each one was just under $9. I'm probably going to separate these into like 1-ish pound packages and put them in the freezer. or at least one of them, and then the other I'm probably going to use to make some meatballs. The garbage truck is going by. Mosey's got to yell, so I'm going to pause you so you don't have to hear her. Why are you being so sassy? Multi-dog household, guys. There's Nelson. Nelly! Here we have Nook. It's never quiet. Hi! Here's the chaos. Alright, moving on. Okay, hope you enjoyed the glimpse into the chaos. Alright, I actually have a bunch of chicken breast in the freezer, but this was $1.79 a pound, so I figured I would go ahead and get this other pack and get it separated and throw it in the freezer too, just to have some more set aside for a rainy day. Also, this Hatfield Classic Bacon, it's 1 pound packs. They were buy one, get one free. And the normal price is $6.99, so $3.50 a pack, essentially. Pretty much like every bacon ever, there is sugar in the curing process, but 0 carb. It's pretty far on the list. Not worried. So, yeah, we got 2 packs of those. Also, meat-wise, I think y'all have seen these in my hauls before, but these Angus beef burgers from Brooklyn Burger. There's 6 1/3 pound patties in here, and they're in the frozen section. They're normally $17.99 a box, but they are clearance. They had 1 box left for $9.99, so I picked that up as well, just to have on hand. I also have gotten these once before, these 1 pound packs of chorizo, and of course, you know, gluten-free, no MSG, the Hatfield brand. I mean, they try really hard to make sure that this is quality stuff. And as far as the information on here, it is 2 carbs, but that is literally the dogs. I'm sorry. But that's the lowest that I've seen for chorizo anywhere in the store, and it doesn't have any soy or that kind of stuff as filler. So these were buy one, get one free, normally $4.99, so I paid $2.50 a pack for those. I also picked up some asparagus. Asparagus this week was $1.99 a pound, so it was about $5 worth of asparagus that I'm going to do in the oven. Hopefully not drastically overcook them this time. I also got 3 of these 1 pound packs of Brussels sprouts. I'm actually going to prep all of these today, so you will see these in my meal prep. I do these in the oven and get them nice and kind of flaky and crispy, and they're so super good. If you don't love Brussels sprouts because of childhood, try again. I never liked them as a kid. I was like 35 when I discovered that I loved them. Totally worth every second of your time. Okay, also got another 1 pound pack of salted butter. I only use salted around here. The only time I ever buy unsalted is if I'm baking with it, but this is just what I always buy. It is just the store brand and ingredients, cream, salt. So I'm fine with that. All right, moving on to the dirty before anyone freaks out. You do you, okay? You do you. I buy Duke's mayonnaise because it is the best mayonnaise. Mosey agrees. I did just realize they made this smaller. It used to be 32 ounce. Let me quiet this dog. So, mayonnaise. Yes, it's soybean oil. I know. I use maybe a tablespoon of this a week at the most. I'm not worried. If you don't want to use it, don't buy it. So, there you go. Simple as that. But that's what my family uses, so we're keeping it. I also, the kids and the hubby all love egg roll in a bowl, so I did make some of that a couple of days ago, and I ran out of yum yum sauce, so I did pick them up some yum yum sauce. Carbs are super low. Yes, ingredients are dirty because it has regular mayonnaise and high fructose corn syrup, but the carbs, 1 carb per 2 tablespoons. Is it perfect? No. Will it suffice? Yes. All right. Oh my God, the dog. Okay, Colby Jack cheese to go along with some pepperonis for my daughter's lunches too. Mosey's infuriating. absolutely infuriating today. Okay, my dog is officially in timeout. So, Colby Jack. I also picked up some pepperoni slices, but I forgot to pull them out. But that's what goes in my daughter's lunch for school, is little cubes of Colby Jack and some sort of fresh fruit and pepperonis. All right. I know someone's going to give me grief about these. Relax. I use drink enhancers. I have one drink a day with this since I quit drinking diet soda. This is my one flavored thing of the day. So, you know, you do you. Yes, they have sucralose in them. Most of them are sweetened with sucralose and Ace K. That's just, you know, part of the deal. Yes, Stir is a lot cheaper. I can't find it anywhere locally. I'd have to order it online. But this works for me. And this, by the way, strawberry lemonade is my favorite flavor. If you don't want to use a flavor enhancer, don't buy any. Yeah. So this was $3 for this. That's also Richard's favorite. He uses this when he makes his electrolytes in the morning. I also picked up the store brand of the orange tangerine. Really everything is almost exactly the same. Sucralose, Ace K, 0 carbs, but in general, no, these are not the cleanest, but they work for my family and my teenagers. All right, on to the next dirty thing. I'm a wine drinker. I feel like Yellowtail is one of those wines. Now listen, first of all, let me pause. Okay. Alcohol is not always the best bet on any sort of diet. Yes, alcohol does disrupt ketosis. If you're going to drink, a couple things to keep in mind. Number one, your tolerance is probably lower because of not consuming carbohydrates to soak up alcohol. Secondly, it does completely tend to disrupt the ketosis process or the process of producing ketones because your liver has to prioritize processing that alcohol. In my situation, I try to only have drinks a couple of days a week. Just it's something that I've kept in my life. You don't have to. I'm not trying to say that it's totally acceptable, but this is something that I have chosen to allow. But you do you. Alcohol is one of those kind of blurred things that people, you know, sometimes aren't sure about, or they can be really picky about absolutely not, or yes, have it. So just wanted to preface that before I jump into my explanation of Yellowtail. So now we're going to continue. Okay, so back to Yellowtail. This is a very inexpensive wine, but I will explain. I have had a million wines from very, very inexpensive to very expensive. Something interesting about Yellowtail, if you do a low-carb diet, unless you're drinking one of the sweet varieties that they have, Yellowtail wines are stupid low in carbs. They have a nutrition facts chart on their website of every single variety that they have based on a 5-ounce pour, what you're looking at as far as information, you know, nutrition. The Yellowtail Sauv Blanc, which is my favorite, definitely a very, very dry, kind of tart white wine. For a 5-ounce pour, which is a traditional glass of wine, this is 74 calories and 0.52 carbs. So extremely low carb for a wine. I highly suggest if you do still drink wine to consider looking at their different varietals and looking at that nutrition chart on their website and seeing how they run, just because they're so super, super low. This is the big 1.5 liter bottle, so this will obviously last me the week. Luckily, I have the little air removing type things to be able to keep these guys fresh for longer. So just wanted to mention that. I also do buy diet soda for the household. I have quit drinking diet soda, but It's just the store brand Zero. It tastes a lot like regular Coke Zero. Of all of the knockoffs, it's definitely the closest, and it's 99 cents for a 2-liter. So I always pick up a couple of those and we keep it in the fridge. But I would rather, you know, I mean, this is basically the only drink we have in the house ever. So if my kids want a drink that's not a bottle of water or something with a 0-calorie flavor enhancer, they end up with the knockoff Coke Zero, and that works. So yeah, all of this basically about $150. So I hope that helps.